A warm welcome back to Stone Valley for episode 41 with me, MrSealyp. It's 6:48 in the morning. Another day dawns on Stone Valley. This is going to be the final episode, the last hurrah. We have, over the last few days, we have built up a fair bit. Wool, yep, loads of it. And like I said before, these are the Quiet Hitman reusable wool pallets, which take more, 2,250 litres. The egg box pallets take 4,800 litres. I've managed to fit 4 on there. I've got another 6 sitting there, but there's no strap on this final bit, so I don't want to put any more on there. We're going to take those to sell. On the way, I'm going to show you a couple of things. We're going to go over to the cows. I'm going to show you a couple of things. But what's going to happen in this episode? A lot of people said to me what I should do after my massive silage harvest. I should sell the silage, all of it. I'm not going to sell all of it, but I'm going to sell a load of it. So over the course of the day, I'm going to sell as much silage as I can possibly sell during the course of this day. When it gets to midnight, that's what we've earned for the day. And then in the morning will be how much money we've got at that point. We'll still have a load of silage left to sell. We'll be looking at whatever animals we've got and all the rest of it. This was a little bit laggy a little while ago. It doesn't seem to be too bad at the moment. We're going to take this over and sell. Prices for wool, milk and eggs are pretty good at the moment. They're not stellar, but they're okay. I've kind of recovered a little bit from the silage harvest. Again, taking on any of these kind of jobs, these large scale propositions, I need a bit of a run at it, you know. And like I keep saying, it's finding the time to fit it all in. Apologies for the bunged uppedness of I've got a stinking cold, which is ironic considering I've got my flu jab booked for tomorrow. So it's just typical, isn't it? But what I have invested in is my own biogas plant. And this is not an uncommon thing now. I was reading a lot of stuff in Farmers Weekly a few months ago now, or on the online Farmers Weekly, about a lot of farm estates now are investing in biogas technology, and they're having biogas plants, smaller versions of, on the farms, and it's saving them a fortune in fertiliser costs and that kind of thing. And they're actually producing the gas, which they're then selling and making more money on top, which is pretty cool. So we've got 2 biogas plants. A bit of healthy competition in the community doesn't hurt either, or so I thought. So what we'll do is have a quick look. On here, we've got 2 biogas plants. If we scroll across, the prices are identical. I thought, oh, I'll get a new biogas plant. We'll have one built. If I'm lucky, the new one will be 900 or higher for the silage. It's not. It's exactly the same price. So competition, maybe not, but it will give me. I'll be able to process twice as much over the course of the day, which is where we need to be at. There's a little bit of skipping and jumping across here, I would imagine. When we go over to the cows, I'll explain about, well, we'll have a look at what we've got. And for the first time, I think, on any farm I've run, even on Washoe, actually I might have just cut straight across the field, we have got probably the most product on hand that I've ever had. For anything, which is mad. And I think it might be 500 cows was the most I went up to. I'm trying to think on Washoe what I went up to now. Whoops. But we went above that. And we've got a load of milk on hand. We've got a load of slurry on hand. We've got a load of manure on hand. Yeah, we have got a lot going on. So, I'll sell off what I've got for today. The slurry and manure I won't be selling because obviously that goes to the biogas plant and I need the biogas plant. One biogas plant I'm going to be selling using the milling machine and a lorry trailer, because you can tip into them. That'll be the main biogas plant. And the new biogas plant, because I've put the bunkers right next to it, I think I'm going to do a conveyor belt setup for doing that. Now, as far as manure goes, this was filling up. I don't know if I mentioned this in the last episode. This was filling up to the point where it's bursting out the sides, and I thought I'm going to hit maximum on there. So I decided, when I was clearing out this side, I would make another pile here. So the figure we've got for manure is just for that. There's all this as well on top of all that. at the end of the last episode, I don't know if I mentioned it or not, we started off our silage harvest with about 2.5 million, 2.4 million. We were down to about 1.9. It cost us a lot for the hiring of equipment, all the repair costs as we went along, and I was repairing as we went, the new bunker silos which we bought, and obviously now we've down another 300,000 for the biogas plant, but I'm hoping to recover a big chunk of that in what we're doing. And like I say, we're not going to sell all of it, but we'll do the best we can. So let's have a look at our stats, shall we, for the cows. Sheep and chickens are doing absolutely fine, as you can already see, but our Ayrshire's, our brown and whites, we've got 218,000 litres of manure sitting there. Slurry 237,243 and milk 101,000 litres. I thought I had more manure than that on hand. That's weird. I thought it was much higher than that. Anyway, and then our cows are black, our Angus. The manure I've got in a separate pile, so I don't know how much is in that pile. We've got 229,000 litres of slurry and another 90,591 litres of milk. So we've got a lot on hand, and what's interesting for me as well is the slurry pit here. There have been a few of these on various different farms I've worked on. I have never... Oh, okay. That needs to reset itself, I was going to say. Great. It looks empty. I was going to say, I've never filled one of those, and it's not full, but it's certainly looking a lot better than that, so it's going to take a little bit of time to just reset itself, I think. We'll get there, and when it does, I'll show you the slurry pit, because I went for a long time with there just been a little dribble in the bottom of it, and thinking, oh, we're not going to get anywhere, and, you know. But now, wow. Right, I need to do wool this side, and we've had trouble with this before. So I will sell. You want to look away, because obviously I'm going to be doing the... I can just drive up next to it. I have looked at a few different options, because there are a whole load of options now available for auto-load wool and egg pallets and all sorts of stuff, which is wonderful. Why is it not undoing? There we go. But these ones do allow you to manipulate them by hand, which I know is not realistic, and I know a lot of people don't like it. But it does make life a little bit easier. You can actually do two, I think. It doesn't like it very much, but you can. So for each pallet we're going to make 3,575. That's pretty good. We've got a few of those. It's the egg ones that normally pay out. What the price for eggs is actually dropping at the moment. I'm sure last time I sold one of these we made about 16 grand for one box. I've got quite a few of them on hand. That's this bit here. This is the self-marketing. There we go. So if you're looking to set up your own farmer's market, yeah, self-marketing works brilliantly. Prices are normally pretty good. Not always, but they do go up to some pretty good prices. What are we up to? 21,600. That's the best, and that price is falling at the moment. It was higher. I could have made so much more money. Anyway, so I'm going to sell all this. Then I'm going to get a load of milk. I've got all the milk to sell, which I will do as well. So the next time I see you, we're going to be a little bit better off, to say the least. And then I'm going to get cracking. Actually, what I might do is I'm going to get started on... Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop this, and this box is sold. I'm going to get started on selling the silage, because that can be processing. The first loads can be processing while I'm selling all this stuff. That makes far more sense. So I now need the lorry with the milling machine and the trailer. We'll do one load at each biogas plant, and that way it can be processing. I'll sell all the stuff I need to sell, then I'll go and grab the conveyor belts, and I'll get one running with conveyor belts and one without. And then, like I say, over the course of the day, what happens, happens. We'll sell what we can, we'll make what we can. All the fields are prepped and ready if I wanted to go again. But I am going to be keeping hold of the farm. I'm not selling it, but I am going to get a farm manager in to run it, with the help of all the locals, Carl and Sean and all the guys that have helped out. It's been it's one of those ones I keep saying I don't want to stop doing it, but all the jobs now I'm at a point where it is hugely time consuming. When you get to a point the farm's at now, with as much stuff as we've got on hand, the size of the fields we've got, it just takes a long time to do everything, which is fairly normal, the amount of time I spent doing contracts and that kind of thing. What I will try to remember to do is I'll check the time, how much time I've got on the map. Bearing in mind we had that massive storm, we lost all that data, all that information that we had, we lost. So whatever number it's got on hours, there were about another at least 100 and something on top of that as well. I know a lot of you guys will be on maps where you're sort of 300 hours in, that kind of stuff. But for me, a lot of time on this one, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. It's been a brilliant map to play on. I've enjoyed that change up from doing sort of European and British English maps that I do quite a lot, to doing big farm, big machinery. I know I've said this before, and it's nothing new, but it's just been absolutely brilliant to do. I've loved it. Right, let's do pipe out. Open up the... is it open or not? Where is that? There we go. Right, so we are on. Like I say, I'll do the first load from here. Let's open. Hang on, is that really? Should be ready to go. Oh, there we go. Got a little bit down there. That's a bit annoying. But yeah, we'll do the first load like this. Get the processors processing. And then I'll get the conveyor belts on this in a little while. This is an incredibly rapid way of clearing silos. Why is that stopped all of a sudden? That's weird. That's bad. Just tripped out for some reason. Yeah, it can be a very efficient way of doing it. It depends what trailer you use and that kind of thing, and what vehicle. You can do it with a tractor, anything with a 3-point link. It will work, but like I say, not everyone likes it as an idea. I mean, in all honesty, the milling machine is no different to the front of the self-propelled feed wagons. If you look at the self-propelled feed wagons, where are we? Under animals. Yeah, the milling machine, that front section, the scoop grab with the conveyor that goes up into the thing, it's no different to that really. It's just a blower rather than... Yeah. So there is kind of precedent for it. Pipe in. I think this will hold 100,000 litres, so I can do another 30, and then while that's chugging away, get the rest done. Right, I'm going to see you in a little while. I've got work to do. I'll get another load done from the main biogas plants. I've both chugging away. I'll get rid of all of the wool and egg pallets I've got, and then I'll go and grab some conveyor belts and we'll get those set up. I'm going to set those up here. It's a pity those two silos are a little bit further away, but oh, that's interesting. Why's that stopped unloading? I thought these were 100,000 litre capacity. Or is this one only a 50? Oh no. Oh, it's not the end of the world. The other one's 100 though, isn't it? That's right. I'm on my second load of milk. All the eggs are sold, all the wool is sold, and we're back up over 2 million. I mean, the eggs are making us a fortune. That's what I was going to show you. There you go, look. The lagoon has actually got... When it starts off, there's a tiny little bit at this end, but it is starting to fill. How much more we'll get on that, I don't know. But that can all go through the biogas plant. I was even considering, you know... there's slurry and digestate cell point, and manure as well. Slurry, digestate, manure, cell point, produced and manufactured by MrSealyp. I was thinking of doing that because you think all the silage I'm going to be putting through, bearing in mind as well there's going to be all the slurry, all the manure, and I'm going to have, I've got a load of silage. I'm sure I've got silage in storage already. Not silage, digestate. Oh, it doesn't show on here, does it? We had this before. But, actually, hang on. Yeah, we did have... Oh no, slurry it shows, but digestate doesn't. Yeah, we're going to have hundreds of thousands of litres of stuff. And that sell point, potentially, you could sell the digestate as well, if you wanted to. Or you can use it on your fields as fertiliser, it's up to you. Because that again, 127 grand, this is amazing. But again, this goes to show all the work you put in, all the preparation, all the clearing the fields, all of the getting your straw and your hay and your silage produced, your top mix ration done. The cows, the chickens and the sheep now are making me a fortune. Absolutely making me a fortune. Aside from the massive silage harvest, it's only been, what, 2 days? Has it been 2 days or 3 days since I last emptied the milk and did the wool and eggs? I can't remember now. But yeah, I mean, absolutely fantastic. So anyway, I said I'd see in a little while. Again, I'm going to go and get the conveyor belts now. And once this last bit of milk, actually this isn't the last bit of milk, there's some more over in the other one as well. Once the milk is all sold, then we're cracking on with it. With the last of the milk sold, I'm now back over at the 3 silos that are right by the farm and our new biogas plant, which we're now running. I've gone for 2 of the SL8022 Quantum ALX conveyor belts. Now these come from Top Ace 888 and these are part of a storage pack. You won't find this as a separate mod, but it's part of, if I can remember where they are, should be under silos. Where are they? These storage buildings. So it's root crop storage buildings by Top Ace 888. You get those 3 storage buildings, but you also get the conveyor belt with it. Now the thing with that is, I think the regular conveyor belt's got a 6,000 litre capacity on the belt. That one you can have a 12,000 litre capacity on the belt, and this picks up from the ground as well. Usually you have to have a pickup conveyor. I'm pretty sure this one does. Holger Sengstock also does a set that picks up from the ground as well, I think. At least I think it. Now, as I've always found with setting up conveyor belts for doing silage, it can be really finicky to get going. It can be really finicky to keep running. You definitely have to make sure you've got your auto engine start off because you want it to keep running continually. But then it can still glitch. It can still play up. So what I'm going to do is start the engine on that. Get that into place. Probably at a slight angle to start off with. Let's put it there. Now it's whether or not I won't start up or anything yet. Do I need to raise it? Maybe raise it up a little bit. And then, because these extend as well, to start off with I might just get away with these 2. Raise that for the cell point, extend it out, start the engine and move forward. Because if I can get it to work with just these 2, it depends if I've got enough reach. I might not have enough reach. We'll see. Don't think I will unless I put the other one at a real steep angle. How much more room we got? Maybe to start off with we might have dropped that down a little bit. Okay, let's hop out of that. And then twist that a little bit maybe. Potentially this will work. Let's try that to start off with, shall we? So what should happen, he says, let's turn that on. Turn on belt. That says it's overloaded. Right, so that's now filling the belt up. Because it takes 12,000 litres, it took a while to fill the belt up. That's now tipping onto that belt. It should, in turn, start tipping into there. Right, well that at least is working for now. And then what I'll do is, as this belt moves further down the pit, as we start to unload the pit out, I will extend that out further and further and further, and we'll keep going down into the pit. When we get to a point it's too far for those two, this one I can angle a little bit more as well and fiddle around. I'll keep going with these two until I can't go any further, then we'll add this one in as an extender. And then what we'll do is, if we get that pit emptied, I don't know if we'll get that pit emptied during the course of the day, we'll see. What I might also need to do is speed time up to ×5, because as you can see this will fill up to 50,000 litres very quickly, and then it will just sit chugging away at its regular pace. If I turn time up to ×5, then potentially, because that will now stop putting into there, I want to match the speed of the belt unloading with the speed of processing. If I can get those two to match, we can drain the silo as quickly as we possibly can without too much stuttering and starting and that kind of thing. As you can see, that's now not filling up again. That's registering that it is, but it actually isn't. And that's where you have a few issues then, it tends to glitch a little bit. There we go. And you just need to get back out inside it again. It's gone back up to 50,000. So yeah, the idea is to try and, like I say, match the speed of the belts, or match the processing speed with the speed of the belts. If you can match those two, and that's often hard to do, what you could really do with is ×1, which are on regular timer, ×3, ×5, then move up. Because I've often found ×5 is a little bit fast for the belts, but it depends on the processing speed, because there are so many different plants now, so many different BGAs. Some process at 2 litres a second, some process at 10, some at 12, some, you know, it all depends what it's been set at to process. So it's just a case of just trying to match it up. So yeah, I mean, for me now it's going to be a bit of time with this chugging away. Might just turn that up anyway. Let's turn that up to ×5. Don't think we're going to match it, but like I say, some fiddling around needs to be done to keep running perfectly. But I'll process as much as I possibly can over the course of the day. I will cut in every now and again, probably. We'll see how far we are through the silo, and I'll do the other one by lorry and go from there. I mean, to be honest with you, you can use a pickup belt or one of these at the pit and load up. If you don't like the idea of the milling machine, you can pull up, load up your lorry from a conveyor and then take your lorry to the sell point, especially if you've got a low sell point here that's got a tip, so you can tip a lorry into it. That's fine. Or what you can also then do at your sell point is, if you have another one of these set up that will pick up from the ground, you can bring from your lorry, from one conveyor belt, drive to the biogas plant, wherever it may be, tip in front of one of these, and then this will put it into the sell point. So there's various different options and ways of doing it and setting it up. And yeah, why is that not? All of a sudden that doesn't seem to want to... Oh yeah, we're at 50,000. It's just not showing it. Okay. And breathe. No, we'll see you in a little while. It's just before 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We are absolutely hammering through the day. I'm at times 15, and even at times 15 we are more than keeping up with the belt, keeping up with the BGA. He says, swap from that to that one. As you can see, we are moving through the clamp, but really, I mean, like I say, bearing in mind, yeah, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I remember back in the day, you could clear an entire bunker silo in a day, pretty much. We have barely scratched the surface of this one. I mean, obviously by midnight tonight we've got another, what, 11 hours now to get a load more done, but I reckon we'll get about a third of the way through this one, maybe by midnight. Potentially. Quite a scary thought, actually. I don't really want to put it up to times 30. It always used to be, you know, like I say, okay, I'll keep saying back in the day, but FS19, you could put it on times 5 and the belts would happily keep up with it, and it would chug away and chug away and chug away, and you could clear a massive amount through. But it all comes down to that's what it is now. It's the processing speeds of these. Bear with me just a second. So from the other biogas plant, I've started on this silo. This one wasn't full. This was full at this end, but only up to as far as here. This one was the last silo we got to, and we didn't really fill it. But again, we're about the same amount through. This one we're doing with the milling machine. So I don't know whether we'll clear this one out or not. But that's what I said right at the start. The concept of me selling all of the silage, I'd be talking days. It would take days to do. But it's possible. I could. I mean, now I'm thinking to myself, Travis, I'm doing what I did when I did the silage harvest. I set myself a thing of I'll work till midnight, clear as much as I can, and we'll see where we're at. Now I'm thinking, should I just carry on? I don't want to just carry on. It'd be another 20-hour job, wouldn't it? Anyway, just thought I'd give you a catch up to where we're at the moment, and yeah, keep plugging away. I can't believe how much more I've got to sell. It's midnight. We just made 500, 600,000 bit of property income. Not as much as I thought it was going to be, but it does mean we cleared over 1.2 million litres then. We must have done, because it's only paying 450. But that's pretty good. Now that was bearing in mind we didn't start till, what was it, 7:30 in the morning? If I carry on now from midnight and go midnight to midnight, a full 24 hours, it'll be way more than that. But when you think, this bunker silo, we've only cleared up to here, so we've got just over 2 million litres left in this. This may have been a 2.6 or a 2.7. I can't remember, because each one of these held a different amount. So we're only about a third of the way, I reckon. Maybe not even that, just under a third of the way through this one. I think I will carry on till the morning. Obviously we won't get paid that until the following midnight, but obviously what we'll do is we'll kind of wrap up. We'll do the whole, you know, taking stock of where we're at, where we came from, all the equipment we've got on hand, then kind of wrap it up from there. Will I sell any more silage between now and the morning? I might do, but like I say, I wouldn't get paid for that till midnight anyway. Then over at the other biogas plant, the sort of standard one, the one that's always been here, this silo, we came really close to clearing it. But like I said, this one wasn't full. But that's all we've got left in this one. 73,809 litres left out of this one. And once that's cleared, we can then move on to the silo here. Bearing in mind as well, we've still got over 3 million litres at the one at the cow farm as well. But I suppose I could leave that for total mixed ration. That's a lot of silage for total mixed ration. But we could do... I'm in a dilemma now. I think I will clear some more by the morning, and then we'll take stock in the morning of where we're at. But yeah, it's not a bad payout, let's be honest. If I did that between 7 o'clock and midnight, if I did a midnight to midnight, it would be probably in excess of $1 million. Add that to any wool, any eggs, milk that you get daily. As it is at the moment, with all the silage I've got on hand, for the next few days at least, 3 or 4 days, I could bring in 1.3 million each day. That's not bad, is it? It's not a bad payout. Time to buy myself a sports car, I reckon. Something a bit fancy. Anyway, I'll probably keep plodding away. I'll see you in the morning. At 7:03 in the morning, it's now time to take stock. Where have we ended up after 41 episodes, 182 hours roughly since the storm, add on another 120 hours on top of that, so yeah, 300 odd hours I guess. 2,936,514 in the bank, with more to come at midnight because I carried on doing the silage. Checking all the bunkers as I have done in the last 5 minutes or so, we have got 12,934,007 litres of silage in bunker silos. That's not even allowing for what I've got in storage. We'll get onto that in a minute. Sheep since yesterday and chickens since I sold everything. I have got probably 8, maybe 9 more wool pallets. They're just producing at a huge rate. I'm sitting on 330 sheep, including Jeremy, which reminds me, Jeremy, we need to sort out shipping. Jeremy needs to be moved, and we'll probably need to quarantine for 2 weeks. There he is. Jeremy will need to go. Chickens down the front, we've got probably 3 egg pallets since yesterday. So like I said before, the turnover of product and the money we're making, we're self-sufficient now. With what we got over there and a couple over here as well, 3 full pallets of eggs. 1,200 chickens, 400 in each, 3 pens, or coops. So, yeah, 1,200 chickens. We've got the main farm here. We ended up with 2 850 trucks, 2 of the 7006 BSM trailers. I've got my mowing gear, triple mower setup. We've got the Vicon fast bale, which I haven't used for ages in all honesty. The plough, which worked out absolutely fantastically. We've got the quad track, which I absolutely love that. We've got the big quad track, we've got the big bud, we've got 2 magnums. The Elmer's grain cart, 70,000 litre grain cart, the Hallmaster. We've got corn headers for all the harvesters. We've got the Bergman TSW 6240. When you think we started out with 1 tractor and a fertiliser spreader, I think, didn't we? And a little bit of land. 3 case harvesters with headers. We've got the 7240, 8240, I think we've got another 7240. With various different, we've got the big LSWs, this one we went with twins. Absolutely mad. As far as land goes, what did we end up with? We ended up with, well, a massive amount of land. Fields 2, 3, 35, or 1 as well, 1, 2, 3, 35, 6, 7, 8, 9, 17, 29 and 14. Blimey, that's a fair bit of land, isn't it? And what we'll do now is we'll just whiz over. We've got the big silo. Oh yeah, what have we got in the silo as well? I never didn't think of that. 150,952 litres of wheat, 125,636 litres of barley. We have got, yeah, another 570,825 litres of silage to make total mixed ration, 186,389 litres of grass for the sheep, 677,361 litres of hay, 477,599 of straw. Oh, plus we get these as well. The fertiliser spreading setup. Contracts. Oh yeah, what were we up to with contracts as well? We ended up with missions completed 84 on top of the... What did we end up with? Was it 182, wasn't it? Something like that? Or was it 182 before the storm? It was a lot, wasn't it? Yeah, I mean, contracts completed, absolutely bonkers. Oh, and our own biogas plant as well. I forgot about the biogas plant. All the new bunker silos. Our own biogas plant. Mustn't forget that. And then, over here, at the cow farm. So that's part of the nearly 13 million litres we've got. But this morning we are now sitting on, where are we, with our cows. We've got 255, 470, 82. 482 cows. Now it's weird, the manure seems to trip out. Because that's saying, yesterday I said 218,000 litres, and then later on it seemed to reset itself and it was up to 300 and something thousand. That's tripped out again. There's easily 360,000 litres of manure in the main one. Slurry, 301,000 litres, 286,000. Milk, 36 and 32, so we've got another full load of milk we can sell. So we've got that massive pile there, and then like I said yesterday morning we've got all of that, which is kind of undocumented at the moment. We've got the TMR silo, we've got the TMR mixing silo. Yeah, it hasn't reset. And not forgetting as well, our farmers market, our little market garden, with our self-marketing stuff that we put in and we built. And it's been incredibly productive and absolutely fantastic. Loved it. It's been a cracking Let's Play. I really have enjoyed this one. I want to thank everybody for their support. I want to thank everyone out there in the community, not just the people whose names I used for workers on here, but everyone who supported the channel, all the comments, all the help, the advice. The community is fantastic, it really is. And it's that thing again I get every single time when you get to the end of a Let's Play. It's kind of it's why I've been kind of hanging on and for doing stuff on this one, because you don't want it to end. But it will, and it has. We have come to the end on episode 41. My American adventure has come to an end. I am going to be accepting applications for farm manager. If anyone wants to take over the farm. I know I had a few people message me a while back when I kind of first mentioned it, but if you fancy running the farm with everything that goes with it, more than happy to accept applications via the usual channels. Oh, lastly as well, I want to say a massive thank you to Lancyboi. Huge thank you to Lancyboi. I've been talking to him a bit recently actually regarding his new map coming out and a few different things, but for making a great map, and for providing me personally, I know a lot of other people have been playing this map as well, with literally hundreds of hours of gameplay time and fun and enjoyment. I said I was going to get I was going to get a sports car, but obviously I didn't. This has just been delivered. So yeah, thank you Lancyboi. It's been fantastic. Had a great time. And so, I'm off. Where to? I don't know. I'm going to be carrying on with my 6 Ashes Let's Play anyway, but where I'm going to go from this map, I'm not too sure. Just going to drive off into the, well, not the sunset, off into the sunrise, I guess, and see where it takes me. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I hope you've enjoyed the series as much as I have enjoyed making the series. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do, as always, thanks for watching.